Okay, we're gonna go over grade 2 lever set, making a key. The reason I'm doing this is this harkens back to a year or two ago we were at an Aloha class for impressioning, and during one of the breaks I actually taught this to some guys, and it was kind of funny because there was a guy that had a whole barrel of these because he didn't know how to get these out unless you drilled them or he could somehow pick them. So gotta show you the quick way to take these apart. This is something everybody in our shop knows how to do, and this is one of the first things I teach folks how to do. So this is it. Basically, get off the door first. If you don't know how to do that, you got other issues, but get off the door. This is the US Law Cal Royal LSDA. This is the grade 2 lever set you're going to run into probably the most. I know we do. The main trick of this is we don't have a key. We need just to get this off of here so we can fit a key, rekey, do where we need to. So we're going to do that without picking this or impressing or drilling or anything. We're going to get the cylinder out through the back. And this is usually what I mean when I say to somebody, let's go in through the back. And I get funny looks, but that's how it is. So this is pretty quick. The first thing you do, now I suggest learning this on different models. The Schlage and some of the other brands, they all have slightly different retainers and things like that, but they all pretty much work the same. So we're just going to go with this one, which is pretty quick. We're going to take the retainer off. Okay. And then after that point, you're going to have your your retractor, and I'll wiggle that up. And this is one I did not prepare beforehand. This is one we just had in the bin. You slide your cut. Now at this point, I'm hanging on to this because if you yank on this, everything may go flying. So you want to have that. Now you end up with these two tabs are being held in place by these four. Usually you can just take your thumbs, 4 fingers, and pop that like that. You push in the retractor, bring that all out one piece. Now there's your retractor. Pull that out. Okay, and if you notice, I'm laying everything down in a certain way so when I come back later I can put it back together in the opposite way. So at this point on the entry function and most storeroom functions like this, you just pull this part out. The classrooms sometimes are a little trickier, but this is an entry. Now at this point, I don't know if you can see that, but right now we're staring at the tailpiece. The tailpiece, yes. So the easy part on these, this is the screw cap retainers, you take like an ice pick and can actually unscrew the cap. But on these, a lot of these you can actually go ahead and push in and it'll come off. So it's a little too tight. So what I do with these, you just take a big screwdriver and just force that over a little bit. I say that. There we go. There's that. There's the cylinder, and then I go ahead and actually put it back together because at this point we're where we need to be. So that's already been pulled. So I'm going to go ahead and usually what I'll do also, I'll go ahead and lubricate this while I'm going if you're going to be putting them back together service. Tricky part on these, make sure you put the spin the right way. You got to have your opening face up because you can put it in upside down, but it won't go on the door because it won't go on the latch at that point. Did it stop?
Weirdly. Well, no, I got it going again.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I guess it hit the cap.
Oh, okay. All right, so got the retractor back in. Then you gotta make sure this goes in the center of the spindle. And I'm back at that point. Pop that back down. Always make sure it kind of works at this point, because if anything's misaligned, it won't work. So make sure everything works. Then, now these sometimes will have a little tab inside, so you have to go on and turn and twist. But this one you can just go straight down, push on the retractor a little bit. Sometimes it's tricky to get on all the tabs. There it goes. And the trick to get these, I've seen people struggle with these. The easiest way to put these back in is put the big end in first. Good Lord, I'm not holding this like I normally do. And then you actually twist that till it's in there, and you push, and it'll lay right down behind there. And so that's that. At that point, you have your cylinder out. It's all good. And you just service, or you can replace the cylinder, whatever you need to do. That where I flexed it over with the big screwdriver, it does bend it a little bit, but it still functions. It doesn't hurt anything. And the reason it doesn't hurt anything is it's going in the spindle there. So it literally does not hurt anything. It operates the same. If it does bother anything, you just take a big pair of pliers and bend it back. But I mean, it's a cheap cylinder. These are almost throwaway. But there you go. That's another way to do it.